On pavement, a Ford Police Interceptor utility will run 148 miles per hour before it's out of ideas. That's the benchmark everyone chases. But drag that same cruiser off the blacktop and drop it into 2 feet of loose sand, and it stops being a pursuit vehicle and starts being a very expensive paperweight. The desert doesn't care about your top speed. It cares about suspension travel, ground clearance, and whether your tires were built for sand or just for looking tough in a parking lot. So forget the highway chase, that's been done 1,000 times. Today we're ranking the 10 machines that would actually survive and thrive the second the pavement runs out. Let's start at number 10. Number 10, the Can-Am Maverick X3 XRS Turbo RR. Yes, that's the actual name, and yes, it's a mouthful. This isn't a car, it is a 1,700-pound go-kart with a 900 cubic centimeter turbocharged triple stuffed behind the seats, making 200 horsepower. And out here, weight is the enemy. So having almost none of it is a superpower. Long travel Fox shocks eat whoops and washboard at speeds that would tear the suspension off a stock pickup, and it's 72 inches wide and knee-high. It is basically invisible to a spotlight from a helicopter half a mile up. It won't touch highway speeds, and it'll lose a drag race to almost everything else on this list. But pointed at open dunes and it vanishes into terrain a full-size truck can't even see. Starting price is $31,799, call it under $500 a month, pocket change next to everything still to come. Number 9, the Toyota Land Cruiser. For decades, this was a V8 desert legend that outlasted wars, sanctions, and entire governments across the Sahara. Toyota actually pulled the V8 for the current generation and swapped in a 2.4-liter Turbo 4 paired with a hybrid motor, and on paper that sounds like a downgrade. It isn't. The iForce Max setup makes 326 horsepower and 465 pound-feet of torque, more twist than the old V8 ever made, delivered instantly thanks to the electric motor. Full-time 4-wheel drive, a locking center differential, and a 2-speed transfer case all come standard, and the reputation for driving forever without complaint hasn't gone anywhere. Starting around $59,000 or a shade under $1,000 a month, it's the pick for anyone who'd rather still be running in 6 months than win one dramatic afternoon. Number 8, the Ford Raptor, the standard one, with the 3.5-liter twin-turbo EcoBoost V6, not the R. This is the truck that turned desert-tuned suspension into a phrase regular people actually understand, built after decades of Ford watching its own trucks get hammered at the Baja 1000. Long travel Fox shocks, a locking rear diff, and a Baja drive mode that opens the exhaust and loosens the electronic leash just enough to hang the tail out over sand without spinning into the scenery. 450 horsepower and 510 pound-feet is enough to keep pace with plenty of pavement. Only performance cars, and unlike them, the Raptor doesn't flinch when the hardpack turns into whoops with zero warning. Starting price is around $79,000, or roughly $1,300 a month. Number 7, the Chevrolet Silverado ZR2. General Motors answered to the Raptor swaps in Multimatic DSSV dampers, the same spool valve tech used in actual off-road race trucks instead of a conventional shock. The 6.2-liter V8 makes 420 horsepower and 460 pound-feet, which is down on paper against the Raptor's twin-turbo 6. But the ZR2's suspension is built to absorb hit after hit at speed without fading, wash after wash, all day. Front and rear electronic lockers mean you are never one spinning tire from being stuck, and 33-inch off-road tires give that V8 a real footprint to put the power down through. Figure somewhere in the mid-$70,000 range, or around $1,250 a month depending on your terms. Number 6, the Jeep Wrangler 392, currently badged as the Moab 392, because Jeep has discontinued and undiscontinued this V8 so many times even its own dealers have lost count. Under the hood is a 6.4-liter Hemi making 470 horsepower, wedged into a vehicle that was never really designed around a V8, which is exactly why it is this much fun. 35-inch tires, factory skid plates and doors, and a roof you can remove if you would rather feel the heat than hide from it. It will not outcorner anything else on this list, and the fuel economy is basically a rounding error, but nothing else here can crawl a rock ledge at walking pace and then chirp the tires on the way out. Pricing climbs north of $90,000 in Moab trim, which puts you north of $1,500 a month. Number 5, the Ram 1500 RHO, And here's a plot twist, this might be the best value on the entire list. Ram killed the supercharged Hellcat-powered TRX back in 2024 and replaced it with the RHO's twin-turbo 540 horsepower inline-six, and everyone assumed it was a downgrade. On the sticker, it is the opposite. You get roughly 90% of the TRX's off-road hardware, the same Bilstein Blackhawk E2 adaptive shocks, up to 14 inches of suspension travel, and a genuine Baja mode, for $71,990, nearly $30,000 less than the truck it replaced. Call it just over $1,200 a month. And if you can wait, word is the V8 TRX is already clawing its way back into showrooms, because apparently nobody at Stellantis can leave well enough alone. Number 4, the Mercedes-AMG G63. This is the one that rolls into the desert looking like it just left a 5-star hotel valet stand, and somehow still embarrasses half the trucks on this list. A 4.0-liter twin-turbo V8 makes 577 horsepower, and underneath the leather and ambient lighting sits a genuine boxed ladder frame with 3 locking differentials, front, center, and rear, which is more mechanical grip than anything else here can claim. It's heavy, it's brutally expensive at close to $180,000, north of $3,000 a month before you've even called your insurance agent, and it drinks fuel like it's personally offended by fuel economy. But there's no dune, wash, or stretch of open desert where a G63 driver has to lift off the throttle out of fear the truck won't handle it. Number 3. The Ford Raptor R. Take the standard Raptor's chassis and drop in the supercharged 5.2-liter Predator Vive 8 out of the old GT 500, and you get 720 horsepower and 640 pound-feet running through Fox Live valve shocks that read the terrain and adjust damping faster than you could ever react yourself. Ford engineered this thing to survive full-throttle desert running for hours, not minutes, which is a completely different problem than just building a fast truck for pavement. Starting price is $114,420, or right around $1,950 a month, and for that money you're driving something that can chase a Baja support helicopter and actually keep it in frame. Number 2, and this one exists purely because somebody at Shelby American looked at 720 horsepower and decided that wasn't a big enough number. Bolt on a 3.8-liter Whipple supercharger, a new intercooler, and a serialized plaque, and you're left with a documented 1,000 horsepower Raptor R, a factory-based desert truck with genuine supercar power. Every inch of the Raptor R's Baja-proven suspension stays underneath it, so all that extra power actually has somewhere useful to go, instead of just spinning tires into a rooster tail. It'll run you $194,795, north of $3,300 a month, which is Ferrari territory for something wearing a Ford badge. But nothing else street legal on this list gets out of its own way that fast once the pavement disappears. Number 1, and there is never really any competition, the Unlimited Class Baja Trophy Truck. This isn't something you buy off a lot. It's a purpose-built desert racer, hand-fabricated by shops like Jimco or Geyser Brothers, running a V8 north of 900 horsepower on roughly 30 inches of suspension travel per corner, enough to swallow jumps that would fold a pickup truck in half. These things cruise well over 100 miles per hour across terrain that would stop everything else on this list dead, because they were engineered from a blank sheet of paper for exactly one job: cross the desert as fast as physically possible without killing the people strapped inside. A competitive build runs anywhere from $250,000 to well over $1 million. It's not street legal, and you'll need a trailer just to get it to the starting line. There's no monthly payment estimate for this one. If you're asking the price, you can't afford it, and neither can the rest of this list. So that's the list. 10 machines built for a desert that does not forgive a bad tire choice, or a suspension that gives up after one hard landing. Quick reality check before anyone gets ideas. On an actual road, in actual traffic, with an actual helicopter and an actual radio, none of this matters. This is a spec sheet thought experiment, not a plan, and every one of these trucks loses to handcuffs eventually. Which one would you park in your driveway? Drop your pick in the comments and subscribe for more of the machines built to handle the harshest terrain on Earth.